Today I present to you, board members, for your consideration, the 2016 budget proposal for DuPage County government. Thanks to our Finance Chairman, Paul Fickner, for his leadership in the budget process. I am very grateful to Paul, and I'm very grateful to the other Paul Rafek, our Chief Financial Officer, for his thoughtful approach as he has balanced and they have come together and made some very, very substantive recommendations. And most importantly, because we have found a way in this proposal to balance so many unknown factors in this year's budget and this year's budget development. Truly, it has been a year like none other. Thank you all, the county board members, all of you who have participated in the process, as well as all the elected officials for their diligence and their budget recommendations. No document like this is generated without a lot of discussion and a lot of collaboration with a lot of people. This, my fifth budget cycle as chairman, stands out as the first, maybe ever, when a DuPage County chairman has set forth a spending proposal without an agreed-upon budget from Springfield. The state is into its third month without an operating budget. Any fiscal year 2016 payments are being paid under consent decrees, court orders, and continuing appropriations. According to the Illinois Comptroller, the state is currently facing a $5.1 billion backlog in unpaid bills, including $2.2 billion in estimated vouchers still sitting at state agencies. Until there's a budget, we expect those figures to increase. So you can see this very unusual situation has certainly presented us with financial planning challenges, to say the least. But let me be clear. Let me be very clear, if I may. I salute the governor. I salute the governor and I salute the lawmakers who seek to put Illinois on more solid financial ground. For too long, our state's budget has been out of balance and our long-term obligations ignored or mismanaged. I said it before the election, and I believe it today, the state budget is in dire need of reform. It will be painful. We must all contribute. And while some might wring their hands and complain about the unknowns, I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to talk about what I know, what we know. For example, I know that DuPage County leads. Together, we have prioritized a balanced budget and held a line on property taxes. I know this continues to be our philosophy, despite the fact that we will likely experience permanent reductions in state funding. Our health department has already adapted to cuts in community health, dental, and behavioral health programs. Our convalescent center had more than a 12% sliced out of its reimbursements this past spring as a result of reductions from the state. And state payments, already delayed, have stopped altogether in some areas, even though we continue delivering service. When the dust settles in Springfield, a new normal will emerge, and we must all adapt. Together, all departments, all countywide elected officials will sacrifice as we adjust to this new, more austere landscape. But I'll tell you something else I know. We've been planning for this. Ever since I took office in December 2010, we've known we need to cut spending and streamline service delivery. And if the landscape changes even further, we'll adjust accordingly. I know the rest of the state is watching as DuPage leads the way in the areas of accountability, consolidation, collaboration, and transparency. Our blueprint demonstrates that we can reduce the size, the scope, and the cost of local government. We have proven that it can be done. This approach becomes even more relevant as our new normal in Illinois emerges. I'm proud of the $100 million in projected savings our plan will create here in DuPage County. I'm equally proud that we're saving money while still providing excellent service to taxpayers. And I'm honored to serve on the Lieutenant Governor's Task Force on Local Government Consolidation, helping other units of government learn to work smarter on behalf of taxpayers. So let's get to it. What's in this FY16 budget proposal and how does it affect DuPage taxpayers? Well, I'll start with what's not in it, if I may, please. Thanks to the careful management and prudent financial stewardship of the DuPage Water Commission, under the leadership of Jim Zay, the quarter-cent sales tax consumers pay to fund that agency is being eliminated. That's right, we're putting tax dollars back in consumers' pockets. The Water Commission, led by Jim Zay, paid back loans early, saving DuPage Water customers $10 million in interest and finance charges. Consumers will save another $33 million annually in sales tax as the utility stands on its own and becomes self-sustaining. Jim Zay, I know we owe you our thanks. There's another thing that I know. We're keeping our county property tax levy flat at $66.9 million. For my 5th year in a row, we offer up for your consideration a balanced budget using the resources taxpayers give us. And we're not asking for one additional dime. We're living within our means. We're pursuing new ways to fund projects, including grants and public-private partnerships, and we're optimizing best practices in management, procurement, and operations to offer excellent community service for the same low cost, representing just 3% of the average property tax bill. That's the property tax component. I do know, and I'm very pleased to say, that DuPage County taxpayers will not face an increase in the county portion of their property taxes for FY 2016. While others struggle under the weight of budget deficits, I believe our sensible financial planning continues to serve us well. DuPage enjoys a AAA bond rating from all 3 rating agencies, one of just 1% of communities across the United States who do so. While we continue to keep a watchful eye on the bottom line, we remain fixed on our 5 strategic priorities. 1, to offer our residents the highest quality of life possible, keeping people safe in their homes and maintaining our social service safety net for those in need. 2, we remain committed to careful financial planning and keeping a lid on costs. 3, we aim to improve our customer service at every turn, informing residents about our programs and services and making it easy to do business with and within the county. 4, we will build on the successes of our ACT initiative, accountability, consolidation, and transparency, and implement the principles of quality and leadership throughout government. 5, as your county board chairman, I know I speak for the whole board when I pledge our commitment to strong economic development, growing employment, particularly for those who've recently found themselves without a job. Our latest figures show DuPage's unemployment rate sits at 5.1%, still almost an entire 1.5 lower than our neighbors to the east in Cook County. Just a few weeks ago, I stood with Comcast executives in Elmhurst, where they announced the addition of 200 customer service jobs, 200 additional jobs, at their facility on the north end of town. Employers like Comcast locate to places with a responsible, transparent, and business-friendly government. A government that understands what employers need to keep the doors open, to compete in the economy, and attract high-quality workers. A strong county means a strong economic development plan. Working with Choose DuPage, we intend to bring new business here and create jobs for those who are eager to gain full employment. And I know we will be successful. Last year, there were 118 new business projects that located in DuPage County. That's up 15% since 2013. Each project includes investments of more than $1 million. Each brings at least 50 jobs and occupies 25,000 square feet of new additional commercial space. Our DuPage Convention and Visitors Bureau reports 2014 was a record year for tourism in the county, responsible for more than $40 million in local tax receipts. This represents a more than 4.5% increase over 2013. As we plan for next year, we anticipate existing countywide sales tax revenues to grow 4.8%. I know, working together, we can foster continued growth in tourism and new business ventures here in DuPage. As I said earlier, due to careful planning and a conservative approach, I put forth today a budget that takes into account potential reductions in state funding levels. This year, the spending proposal that I share with you for your consideration adds up to $443.8 million, which is $5.7 million less than 2015's budget. However, we maintain current service levels without increasing the burden on our taxpayers. The largest single area of cost, of course, is personnel. Controlling these costs is essential for the economic health of the county. The full-time budgeted head count is 2,216 for FY 2016, as compared to 2,270 when I took office 5 years ago. Our workforce is lean and efficient, and I'm proud to work with all of our employees. I'm equally proud to work with the county-wide elected officials and department heads, who I ask again this year, to be judicious and fiscally responsible as they keep a close eye on their salary expenditures and their requests. We are still able to provide exemplary service because as a county, we've immersed ourselves in a mission to streamline services, employ technology where feasible, and collaborated with other governments in an effort to wring every drop of value out of each dollar budgeted. These efforts allow us to answer a need when we see it. For example, our Heroin Coalition is an important collaboration led by board members Gary Grasso and Grant Eckhoff. It includes the County Health Department, the State's Attorney, the Public Defender, the Coroner, Regional Office of Education, the Sheriff, and several community partners, all united to reduce and eliminate heroin's deadly hold on our citizens, particularly our young people. My fiscal year 2016 budget maintains $100,000 in spending dedicated to prevention education in our schools and for a new countywide effort called Project Connect. This collaboration connects people whose lives have been recently saved from a heroin overdose with the treatment and the support they need throughout the community to go forward. Our goal is to make sure these victims don't fall through the cracks in the system and wind up using drugs again before they can get into treatment. Additionally, our health department Narcan program benefited from a private donation made in 2014 that brought in citizens eager to support first responders trained to administer medication that reverses heroin overdose. Thanks to our Narcan program and increasing awareness in crime prevention, we saw fewer heroin deaths in 2014 than we did in 2013. We were recognized by the National Association of Counties for piloting our groundbreaking Narcan project. We are grateful, so grateful, to Health Department Executive Director Karen Ayala and all the members of the Heroin Coalition. Together, I know we're saving lives and providing a model for other counties around the state and the nation. Our efforts to work with regional partners allowed us to stand at the Bussey Woods Forest Preserve in Elk Grove Village. I was there with Jim Zay, and kick off a project that will reduce flooding for communities along Salt Creek. Our partners in Cook County and the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District and Elk Grove Village are picking up the majority of the cost of the $4.6 million dam modification. While this project has been almost 30 years in the making, bringing together representatives from both DuPage and Cook counties allowed this plan to come to life. And I think we played a meaningful role in making that project a reality. I know we are only as good as the partnerships we can create and nurture, working together with leaders from neighboring counties at all levels of government. I think we've proven that we can make things happen and accomplish great things, things that have taken years and years in the past to just talk about. We're getting it done. I stood with other state and regional leaders on the newest ramp of the I-390 along Elgin O'Hare Western Access Project. I know we are creating a corridor of opportunity along this new stretch of roadway that maximizes the potential of O'Hare as an economic engine, creating jobs, saving commuting time, and increasing accessibility to communities west of O'Hare. The Elgin O'Hare Western Access Roadway is expected to increase local tax revenues by $29 million annually. This is a $3.4 billion project. Thanks to our federal, state, and regional partners, we continue to close that gap. Originally $300 million, we're down to about $110 million. This initiative will pay dividends for decades to come as it allows us to create economic growth, benefit in our region. I thank Transportation Chairman Don Pachowski for his dedication and leadership on this project. When we want to see further examples of forward-thinking, sustainable models of service delivery, we have only to look across the parking lot. In just a few weeks, we will be attending together the ribbon cutting for the DuPage Community Health Center here on the county campus. This unique venture pairs NAMI of DuPage with its expertise in treating mental illness, along with the reach of the county health department, and provides a sophisticated approach and effective service delivery for citizens in need. Combining services into one facility reduces costs for the health department, increases convenience and quality of life for clients served. I commend the leadership of the health department and the Board of Health members Bob Larson and Paul Fickner for embracing this value-driven, client-centered, cutting-edge model to serve those in need. The program I outlined for you tonight, the entire program, I think you could characterize by saying it as one of fiscal restraint and responsible use of taxpayer dollars. There's no question about it. We are anticipating and planning for a new normal. This new normal being driven by events in Springfield. But I know that fact does not change our focus. That fact does not alter our commitment, and those things in Springfield does not distract us from our mission. I know we will maintain the same high quality of life that has drawn people to DuPage County for generations. Safe schools, safe neighborhoods, excellent schools, close-knit communities, providing a welcome place for all. I know DuPage County will continue to be a regional and statewide leader with a focus on serving its citizens' needs in the most cost-effective, efficient manner possible. And we will proudly continue to be an example of what's right in government for the rest of Illinois. Thank you.